Hello.
Hello.
Not
No,
much has happened. You
just some
basically it's
small
still first
development.
round.
Yeah. Chris is on spiders, and Grey Waves is on stingers,
And
mantis.
mantises. 8
Eight
mantises. There are
mantis.
two.
Yeah. Yeah. 9 spiders. Yep. Yeah. And then. Yep. Yep. It'll help with the mantis being so sturdy. Like you're gonna get more attacks through that way. Yeah. Which Chris is already see how well he's doing playing around the dual strike. Oh, I agree. hmm Yeah, it helps. It keeps Quahan safe. It can help disrupt Greywave's positioning, and it's that extra bonding attack. It's really definitely the right call, I think.
Have you played on this map before, Dysel, or no? Have you played on this map before? Yeah. But it was against Betty Dad, right? And he was also using this one.
Unless your aura is 6 range, like Estevara, I feel like she's working fairly well on this map. She does. Well, actually, does she? She might not. Oh, it is clip side. Okay, annoying. Oh no, yeah. I think it's all
So Chris
spiders.
went first. He went spiders, spiders, and this is great with second order marker on, and both were on mantises so far.
Yeah. hmm I, yep. And I think if you trade for about 6-ish spiders, he's sitting pretty. Yep. Yep.
We, yeah, I believe there's 3 4s.
Yeah. Funnily enough, Kira is. Funnily enough, Kira actually could do something in this matchup. Not that you would ever want it to come to that, but she can negate stealth armor.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry, I
There are
was
a lot of
muted.
funny cases of pure attacks with power that are
Sorry,
barely
I was
ever
muted.
relevant.
My microphone
Yeah.
was
Like I
working.
think, I think you can technically negate Raylan's power of Kira Jax, which is really funny, and it'd be
Yeah.
really strong if it was on a anything else but a 30-point spell unit.
Well, yeah, I played a tournament with a couple friends, and my brother was running Crypt Guardians with Sudema, Raylan, and Warden, and my friend just like blitzed Kira, negated Raylan, and killed Sudema in 2 attacks. It was really, really crazy.
I mean, that's the thing is that Kira is really solid as a filler. She's probably one of the best
Mhm.
fillers, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
Is
Um,
she better than Marku and Isamu though?
so here's the thing. Marku, no. And so the thing is, at 30 points, is she 30 points in Delta?
She's I don't know what she is in Delta.
What is she? Because she's 30 points normally. So the thing is, she
Mhm.
costs more than both Marku and Osamu normally.
Yeah.
And so that's big for
Like
that.
let me just check.
I'm looking right
So
now.
Kira is still 30 in Delta, according to the autoload builder.
That
Marku
is what
is
I'm seeing
30.
as well. So yeah,
Mhm.
Marku is 30, and Isamu is 20.
Yeah.
see, I think I take 30-point Kira over 20-point Osamu and a 10-pointer
Yeah,
most
I would agree
times.
with that. Most times. At a 7 range, it's just good.
Some range is good, and there are so many powers that like go away. Vanish,
Mhm.
um, uh, Counter Strike, uh,
Mhm.
Smoke Powder,
Yeah.
um, obviously
Even the
Raylan.
Raylan, the Microcorp stealth armor,
Stealth Armor goes away. Um, Defy
Cybercore.
Death goes away.
Oh, that's coming up all the time.
You know, you remember it? No, no, you weren't at that tournament up in Washington. It
No,
actually came up several times in the game that I was playing with.
oh,
So,
interesting. I mean, the Sacred Band are significantly better in Delta, um,
yeah.
so that does play into it a lot.
And they're also better with VC because there's more um, Einar warlords for them to use as well. That
Sure.
is an
But yeah, what are we
interesting.
thinking about this Quahan move? I don't like this with the initiative switch potential.
And Grey Wave still has an order marker. Mantis have
Yeah,
move of
that's what I'm
5 or
saying.
6. Let's look real quick.
Mantis move 7.
Yeah, they're
Oh, frig.
fast.
That's right. I forgot. They're stupid fast.
Yeah, this is
I honestly, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can't actually get to them. I honestly think I so I'd place on the other side of this rock between Estevara and the spider. And then move a
if
spider,
you really want to move Quahan, yeah, I agree.
or even
Right
just
Places
like,
now,
close.
right now, Grey Waves could actually move between the Weaver and Estevara and get 2 attacks off if you really wanted to.
Yeah,
so.
Just most
I
Mantis.
mean, if you put a spider, so the other thing that Chris might be doing, and I would not put this past him, is the spider next to near Quahan. That spider goes and
mhm.
says hi to some mantis.
It
I
can't
could
He
see
can't
that.
actually engage.
engage them. It can't
He
quite
can't
engage
engage
them
them.
though, unless
Could
you
move
have
to that
spider.
2 spot. Could move to this 2 spot here next to the next to the big rock here.
Yeah, that would be a good placement.
Because now that
Is it really worth sacrificing a spider though? Oh,
where he's going to do that, the other thought
confused.
is that he wants to get an attack. I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. He might be baiting Grey Waves as well to kind of come into this little kill box where he can get the multi attack. Because if he goes for that multi attack, um, he might do something, but he's also now in a spot where Spiders and Quahan and everyone can just gank him.
Yeah. Hmm.
I feel like with 8 Mantises and you move 2, like you're not ganking very many Mantises if mantises that way. Like what he moves 2 mantises into the kill box and then you kill
Yeah.
2.
I just really I think this would be reasonable if it was early on in the round, but because Grey Wave still has a third turn and the potential for that order marker switch, it just feels
It puts you in a
not
spot
ideal.
where something bad could happen.
Very bad could happen.
I will agree that yeah, losing Quahan does losing Quahan early or getting a lot of early wounds on Quahan is one of Chris's loss conditions, as it were.
Yeah, because you need Quai Han to deal with the stingers.
Interesting. I'm not sure I love that placement,
Yeah. Hmm.
but my the other thought is that maybe he figures he'll be fine even if so if the mantis come in and say they're only going to be able to get one even ground attack on Quahan. And if they want to get multi attacks, they're going to have to go to low ground. So an attack of 3 onto a defense of 3, you can expect it to do just under 1 wound.
So, is there a world in which you move a mantis like between the Wyvern, Spider, and Espar and attack Espar and Spider?
There's certainly a world where that's what
So
we
what I would be tempted to do
I
would be
think
to move one of these mantises onto the move glyph, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, wait, no, you can't get there without taking an LEA. I mean, to be fair, that's actually not a bad idea to do that. But here's what I'm thinking about doing.
trying to get around to that shadow space behind Estevara.
No, get to the 2 spot right above Estevara with
Yeah,
that mantis.
most mantis.
He can get there with one of them.
He has to be on the move glyph to do it.
They have 7 move.
Yeah, it takes 9 move to get there.
Go for it, but I'll be back.
We must be talking about two hexes.
Oh, you're talking about okay.
The one next to the Wyvern and Estevara and the Jungle Bush and the Spider.
Yeah, actually, I guess you can get there normally.
Hmm.
I do like that place. I guess he's wanting to move up more, and I think that might be the reason why Chris felt he could get away with that, is he didn't expect Grey Waves to run in and
That's
punch
fair.
him.
Grey Waves is a very patient player. This is fair.
I still think it's worth like yeah, run up one of your mantis and just bop Quahan.
I would do it. I might even take low ground twice to get the potential for 8 attacks.
8 attack. Oh, 8 attacks, including the next round. Um,
Yeah.
so
Maybe
it might not
9.
be that, but one of the things that would be interesting about that was that so here's the thing. If you do that, you get an attack up on the spider, and you could potentially move up to the same level.
Exactly. Or stealth leap regardless on the next turn.
Right
So
now, Grey Waves seems to be developing.
so
It
here,
doesn't
Yeah.
seem
here
to be really offensive.
so if you're Chris and you win initiative, do you go right next to the Wyvern with Quahan and then just spike these 3 blade
I
dancers?
absolutely I say absolutely because then
Yeah.
I can just rush a spider in the 1/2 hex in front of me, and then I am not worried about getting attacked.
Or even just go up to the 3 spot and get some attacks down. So yeah, I don't love that placement with my Grey Waves, because that's just you're
Because now
hoping you
you've
win
got a
initiative.
triple target. Yeah, because if Chris wins initiative, a triple target lightning breath followed by, oh, you can attack my spider.
And there's the
Uh-oh.
3.
There's the 3
All
of
right,
them.
let's see if
This
Chris
is
does it.
yeah, yeah.
Because I know Chris is a good enough player to see that. but will
Mm-hmm.
he do it?
That is the question.
I literally don't see any downside for him. Because it's all on
No.
Mantis. It's not, it's not like he has to worry about stingers coming up and
Mm-hmm.
hitting
And
him.
it's like with that, yeah, the Mantis can run around the glyph and get a low ground attack up on Quahan, but like that's fine.
I don't care about low ground attacks.
Honestly, if I do that, you can also run the spider next to the wyvern around onto the 3 hex and engage the
Yeah,
two if they
yeah,
survive.
yeah. That's what I was saying.
Mm. An interesting turn of events.
I do wonder if Chris is because I don't. The thing is, Chris doesn't even need to be that aggressive there. He can literally just
No.
go to the go. He can literally just yeah. Although, okay, the question is, does Quahan fit there? And even if it's a question of whether or not she does or not, you just move her one space forward.
Mm-hmm.
I find this hilarious that they're both thinking super hard, and we're over here like, oh, I know obviously what I would do right away. Yes, clearly, I'm. Yeah, no,
Yeah, I
it is
guess like
definitely one of those things where it's always it does feel easier to be like, oh yes, this is obviously the right call when
yeah, when
I'm
you're not in yeah, when you're
yeah.
not in the game trying to make the decisions, it's like, oh well, I would do that. But then if I was in this situation, I'd be like, wait, will I die if I do this?
Oh, there's definitely been games where like I mean, shoot, my game last night against Sir Heroescape, I was like, yes, this is clearly the right thing to do. And then, like, midway through the game, I kind of thought back on my stuff and I was like, no, no, that was in fact the very wrong thing to do.
Mm, mm.
Okay, okay. I don't like that move as much.
He
Yeah,
can,
it's
but
just more it's just more exposed.
it's more exposed. He can block the 3 hex with a spider. The
Mm-hmm.
spider.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's in range stealthily behind Quahan's spider to get
Yeah,
them critical
stealth
attack.
loop's only 3. I guess this way he gets attacks into things that aren't jungle protected, so there's that.
True.
Yeah.
He could
I
also chain this off into the stingers in the start zone if he really wanted.
so one of the other things that I'm noticing is that he does get more. Oh, that's not what you wanted to see, Chris. That's not what you wanted to see at
Mm-mm,
all.
not at all.
Wolf.
Hey, you might get one.
Well, if you pick up a kill with that, that's good. That's
You know
good.
what? This is the thing. You take every shot you can get with these kind of things. So I'm
Yeah,
assuming what he's going to do is he's going to move the spider next to the wyvern to the 3 hex,
yeah. I think that's definitely the right play.
and so then you kind of pause that whole shenanigans. Yeah, and then you move another spider forward and yep, block off the 3 spot. And I think you move the
Mhm.
last spider and engage the 2 mantis, or even just engage one of them.
I might even just develop another spider up because he can now only take his double attack onto the with low ground on Quahan,
Yeah.
or he has to run around and yeah, lose attacks.
There's some I think there's a real argument. The question is really that basically, do you want to keep your blade dancers from hitting Quahan? And
That's the thing.
I think
I
there's
guess if he does push the spider forward and attack even ground, he's in both of those spots are in Estivara aura, so it is more appealing.
yeah. So that spot is Estar Aura. Yeah, and I think I like that, but it's also again, yeah, he does mean that if the blade dancers kill the forward spiders, likely,
Mhm.
he's in a spot where Quahan is still a bit exposed, although
It is. There's also another thing where it's like if you throw the spider on the 3 hex up top where he has one, engaged with those two, and then engage the two in next to the jungle bush, he can't actually get to the 3 hex you blocked off with the other spider.
I see what you mean.
So blocking that isn't necessarily a priority. I don't necessarily think, unless you don't want to overextend and engage them, which doesn't look like he wants to.
Well, I mean, it's yeah, it's a very real question. There's not going to be many good uh not going to be many good blade dancer attacks.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what happens. Ooh, that hurts. And actually, I'm not even 100% sure that Estevar can
I
see
don't even
that
think Esper
spider.
can see
Oh,
see that
no,
spider.
he can't. He's
Oh
on
no,
height
no, yeah, that's
bonus.
right. That's right. You have height. Height adds +1. I can do math. I have a degree in it.
Okay,
Do you take the
that
disengage?
makes
Assuming that there's only going to be one engagement of Quahan, do you take the disengage?
I,
with
I
Quahan.
Yeah,
Do you, um, it depends on how these attacks go.
that's fair.
he kills both spiders. I think you disengage probably.
Well, you can still lightning breath out of engagement.
Oh, that might
Or
also explain why some of Chris's choices because he was in a work meeting. So,
yeah, yeah, okay.
yeah. I can see that because
Yeah.
I have been in plenty of work meetings. I've also been in plenty of work meetings that should have been emails.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't we all?
I actually had a friend who she told me that not only was she in a work meeting that should have been an email, it in fact was an email.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We're having this meeting about the email that I just sent out, but we're gonna have this meeting anyways.
Oh gosh, I saw this thing that was like this could have been the meeting. This could have been an email. Then this could have been a
Spider.
Teams message. And then this could have been a thought that you kept to yourself.
That's big. This could have been a thought.
The 0 for 3 on that spider is very nice, but we'll see what happens here
It's
with the. Okay.
yeah, that's
Play on
huge.
spider
Okay, that's
both
big.
blocking. Do you take the LEA?
Big. Honestly, probably not. I don't. Well,
You take the LEA to go on to bottommost 3 hex, maybe.
So, because there's definitely going to be a spider coming on up to engage those 3 blade dancers for sure. No doubt about that.
mhm.
You
So
can.
do you when you disengage, here's the question. Do you disengage hoping things are going to go right, or do you play it safe? Because I can see a world where you pivot Quahan to the other side of this tree, and then you hit um, the 3 hex, the 3 height blade dancer, and then all the way over to the one that you can't engage behind the jungle bush down to the shadow, and try and hit the ones that you can't engage with spiders, or do you just try and hit the ones that have the least amount of defense?
I think that you want as few of these things alive as possible. Okay, that
Yeah,
is.
that's a hyper aggressive play.
Oh my gosh, you know what he might be doing? And if
You
he's
might be
doing what I
targeting
think
Just
he's
there.
going
doing,
straight for stingers.
oh gosh, if he's doing
Going
a
straight for
stinger start
stingers.
zone blast,
I like it.
that's hilarious. And
Mhm.
I think it's
I have
probably the right move. I think stingers are likelier to kill you than mantises are.
that's true. I do like this move, and it also because Grey Waves led Blade Dancers, it's gonna be much harder for him to put people in play. Yep.
Yep.
Chris is doing it. Chris is doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
Okay,
this
if this
move. I
kills
do
us,
like this move a lot.
this is big. Okay, that's a big block.
So the other thing that is also worth considering is that late game, you want more Mantis Blade Dancers than you want Stingers for one important reason. And that reason is Kira Jax gets to say, "What's stealth armor?"
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think I move up
Just develop a spider.
yeah, I think I develop a spider. It's very
Oh yeah.
possible that he's putting it on Dagmar.
Agmar.
Interesting.
So did he win or lose initiative?
One initiative.
Okay, so he's basically just trying to keep momentum. He's trying to stop the initiative switch. That spider that is apparently the hex
I
where
mean, yeah, where no skulls will be rolled.
yeah.
Just existing there is enough, though. I think.
Oh yeah, I know
I,
that spider is doing a fantastic
I
job.
don't
And
I don't think Grey Waves can actually kill the spider on a Dagmar unless he really, really goes out of his way
oh,
to kill it.
yeah, yeah, that is Chris's glyph until he decides it's not his glyph anymore. Yeah, Chris starting off with 22% attack dice. That is painful. He's doing really well for
Yeah, I was gonna say.
22% attack dice. Like
Mm-hmm.
and his board position, I like his board position a lot more than I like Grey Waves at the moment because Grey
Yeah,
Waves
I
is all
agree.
kind of tangled up. He's got three free blade dancers
Mm-hmm.
and nowhere where he can get good multi attacks. So he's
Yep.
basically just getting 2 attacks this turn.
I'm really surprised that he decided not to move at least one mantis and attack with it like at the end of the last round. Last round, I think you could have done.
Yeah, I think he should have gone for it
Yeah,
personally. It's hard to say obviously because he did lose the next initiative, but
I
if if you
again,
run up in there, it stifles Chris's development.
yeah,
Whether you do wounds or not, it's like Chris can't jump halfway across the board.
yeah. No, you want to tie the dragon down as soon as you can, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, I forgot that they have stealth leap, so they're not as tied down as
yeah. But it
they could
cuts
be.
their move less than
3.
half, essentially.
Yeah,
Yes,
No,
Koihan can
so you want to
attack
start
yeah.
you,
No,
rolling.
she does not. She only has to choose someone that she's engaged
yep,
with.
and then she can just fire away off of into whoever she wants.
Yeah, Kleihan is very good for that exact reason.
Yes, well, among other things, but yeah, it's one of the really nice perks.
It is
Hmm.
arguably the best special attack from a dragon.
It's certainly the most consistent. I like the 5 range on Nilf a lot, but the being
I'd
able
argue
to
Nilf is more consistent just because you get more rolls.
that's true. True. That's true. It yeah, that makes sense.
As far as sheer raw power, this one is arguably better. Molten Claws and Memories are also strong
Oh,
contenders as well.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
And
Those are some
Caligrith,
really really
Caligrith as
big
well.
big blocks.
Yeah, no, those
Those
are
are really big
yeah. You
blocks.
you wanted to do wounds. Okay, Chris's defense is godlike. Let's take a look.
Yeah, that
Wow, he's
is
got 22% attack and 66% defense.
that's amazing.
Those are amazing numbers.
Yeah. Literally
Okay.
twice as good as you expect on defense and half as less than half as good as you expect on offense. That's amazing.
Honestly, I think I go one next to me, one up on the 3 spot, and then one next to the bush. Because if I get both of
Yep,
those, I free up that spider to go do an attack down.
exactly. And you still have the high ground 4v5 on the one in the shadow.
The other thing to consider is disengaging for twice
To retreat.
to kill more stingers.
Yeah, but again, well, oh, you have Dagmar. This is a
Yes.
good point. Dagmar is big.
And you know order marker 3 is going to be on the Mantis, so you're going to have to make some other.
Uh-huh.
And you have a full life Quahan, so it's definitely something
Yeah.
worth considering.
Yeah, I don't love a double disengage here, just because she's at full health.
And there's not
But
an obvious spot to go to. There's plenty of places you
yeah.
could go to get 3 stinger hits in,
Mm-hmm.
but none of them are good.
Yeah.
And they're all ones that you can potentially get wiped if you not wiped, but it could be some trouble if if dice do not go your way.
Yep. Yep.
So I mean the other thing to consider. Oh yeah, and is he doing? So he started with the first 2 that I was saying he should start with, and then yeah, so he's picking the option that I said he should do.
Yep. I
I'm
think that's
glad to
the
know
right
I
call.
think like Chris. Okay, so
Oh man.
you know, getting some early whiffs on stealth armor really hurts.
It really does. Oh, that's 0 for 3. That feels bad.
And I don't even think he's rolled enough to sum
Oh.
to
Anything.
stealth armor.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah.
that was atrocious.
Those
And a
so the
14
odds, so
shields
it's what,
followed by
12 or
missing
higher?
3 50/50s. It's 12 or higher, yeah.
So okay, so 12, 13,
Oh.
so it's what, a 45% chance?
To hit it, yeah, it's a 45% chance.
So the odds of failing your first 4, it's about 9%.
Ouch. And that's not accounting for the defense that also failing. 2 of which were 5 defense.
Yeah.
That's such a huge swing in Chris's favor because he still gets spider attacks too.
Yeah.
I'm back. I'm back. So and I see that I just missed a massacre.
You
Yeah.
did.
He went 2 for 4, and then
A 0 shields, 1 shield, 0 shield, and then 3 stealth armor whiffs.
Yep.
Yep. Yikes. %2 chance of that happening. That series of events.
I mean, that's your escape. Sometimes the dice do not cooperate with you. The thing is, Chris can actually wipe out his third. Oh no, he can't. No, he can't. There's 4 mantis left.
Yeah, there's a 4th. Yeah. Okay, grabbing Valda is interesting.
On the
I mean,
third order
why?
marker, I like it.
Yeah.
And why
That
not?
spider wasn't.
And why not? Like, I don't think Grey Waves can really afford to kill that spider anyway. Like, Grey Waves
Yeah, it's a waste.
You could get 2 attacks unless the spider engages the one on the one. Oh wait, no wait. Oh, never mind. That one's not actually got a height attack. It's an even ground attack. So I don't know. That's not
Yeah.
as good as I thought it was. An attack.
Yeah, I mean you could go for an entangling web, but that feels like going for variants you don't need.
That seems
Yeah.
like a BM.
Yeah, it's not great.
Well, and
That seems like a BM.
yeah, the Blade Dancer could take an LEA to get 2 attacks, but it's not. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah. Well, they do have stealth leap, so
Yeah, stealth.
Yeah, but you need 5 move to get from
oh yep.
the
Sure
bush
enough.
to. See, you can't get there from. Actually, I
Oh,
take
the
that
one in
back.
shadow could stealth leap
The one on the
over
shadow could. The one on the shadow could
One shadow
absolutely.
could, yeah. The one shadow could stealth leap.
Looks like he's just moving up stuff, and then he's just going to take his 1 attack, which very reasonable.
Fair. Very reasonable. I think losing only 1 spider at this point is actually just so good for Chris.
Honestly,
Another whiff from the
Chris doesn't
spiders.
even Chris doesn't even care that that's an 0 for 4. Killing
I
that
would.
mantis would have been gravy.
Yeah. Hitting the triple kill was more than I would have. Yeah.
Prison spiders actually killed anybody this entire game?
No.
No.
It's actually everybody who's died on Grey Waves has died due to Gohan, right?
No, Grey Waves killed a spider. Yes, everything that Grey Waves has killed. Yes, the spider.
Everything with Grey Waves that has been killed by
Yeah.
Gohan.
Yep. Chris, I've done infinitely more damage than my 23% indicates. Absolutely. No, this is
100%.
so but the interesting thing to note though, and this is one of the things I do want to uh mention about some of these dice numbers is that um you'll notice that let's wait until this. So Quayon took 2 wounds. That's potentially very
That helps.
painful.
That's a dead
And
spider.
that
Although
spider just
Greywaves
dies.
didn't go for the double attack with that Blade Dancer, which you know.
I don't know if I love it. So if you look at the dice that have been rolled, okay, Chris has only got slightly more attack rolls, but also Grey Waves has rolled a lot more defense. So one of the key things in Heroescape that I've noticed is that it's not always necessarily the person with the better dice rolls, it's the person with more dice
Yeah,
rolls.
yeah.
And part of that is just because it's the reason why four-figure squads are so good is because yeah, maybe they only have 2 attack, but they just get to throw so many of those attacks at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like often it's not who has the higher raw attack stats, whoever has the most attacks in a single turn.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's one of the key things whenever you're looking at these kind of numbers like that is I'd like looking at who is throwing more dice and yeah, sometimes you get variance. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, although I do think there is the question for Grey Waves, um, in that variance setup, was there something that Grey Waves should have done differently?
I absolutely maintain that he should have been more aggressive on his third order marker and round 1, and
Yeah.
and
And engage
use
Quayon,
that
yeah,
turn
I think
develop.
I think we're all in
He does use
agreement
that
that
turn. Yeah, he does use that turn to develop, and I think you really need to be aggressive, be more aggressive. So at the very least, Chris will be less incentivized to rush his start zone, which is what he's doing.
Yeah, because if you do that,
so
the chances of Quahan being where he is right now is nothing.
well it's worth noting that he's now gone all stingers. So if you're
Dangerous.
Chris, what do you do?
Um,
Because there's a very real argument that you go to the 2 spots, you double disengage, you go to the 2 spots, and you hit those 3 stingers in the top start zone. You
yeah.
go to so basically you go to the 2 spot in between the jungle and the rock,
Mm-hmm.
and then you hit the 3 stingers there. And
Yeah, and then you can maneuver your spider on the three height and the one and the 2 hex next to the rock to those the 2 hexes that Quahan's occupying right now to stop the other stingers from getting even ground.
yep, yep, exactly correct. Yeah, I think that's the play. It's a bit risky if you say take both of them and then hit like an 0 for 4 or something,
Yeah.
but I think it's the play.
I mean it's high risk, high reward. The payoff is crazy if it works. Oh, he's doing it.
Well, he's
He's
taking 2
going somewhere.
LEAs. Absolutely was the thing. If he's going to low ground, I don't know if I like it as much.
Yeah.
Going to low ground is just. I'm curious
Although
why.
if he goes if wait, not there. I was going to say depending on where he goes, he could go out of range of the other stingers because of the water.
So the big thing is that he should really he needs to make sure that a spider blocks off that area and he has a spider who can get there. So that is a good thing for him. Yeah.
3 whiffs in a row.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Yep.
That'd be
Yep.
difficult to block anyway, because it's a 2 skulls against 3 dice. That is not so.
Two skulls on well, I mean it's a 4v3, so it's one of those things where that one is expected to do yeah, that one's pretty likely to wound something. Yeah, I only rolled 2
Yeah,
for
because
4, but you're pretty likely to do something. And now that that spider is there, it's really difficult for the stingers to retaliate.
well, he can put one stinger in the water in the 0 hex, another stinger directly next to him on the left, and he still gets 3 attacks on Quahan.
Yeah, but the
So
stingers are now in a really bad spot to do so.
yeah, you have to stinger drain here.
Oh, you 100% have to sting. I don't like stinger draining, but at this point, Grey
You're
Waves
losing either way.
You are
needs the
so far behind that you
variance.
have to. At this
Yeah,
point, you
you
are so
are.
far behind that you have to.
Yep.
Grey Waves needs a dead Quahan here.
Mm-hmm.
Even if Quahan dies like this turn, everything goes right, he's still in a really bad position because the weaklings still
Exactly.
have full life.
Yeah. And there's still 7 spiders on the board.
Still 7 spiders. There's still a Wyvern. And
Mm-hmm.
Kira can basically just pop your blade dancers. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You can do it.
Is he not stinger draining?
I think it's the right call, but I do understand the hesitancy if you don't.
Yeah, but you lose if you don't. Like you're
I
already
understand
losing.
that.
Okay. Grey Waves was making sure that we all
Oh,
agreed
okay.
that the stinger could shoot Quahan.
Yep. Okay, he's going for it. And of course,
I'm so
dang.
sorry, Grey Waves.
God,
That
thing has
is
gone right for him.
all right.
Even Chris feels sorry, apparently.
Yeah, I feel really bad for him right now, and like at this point,
Yeah.
like that was the turn that he absolutely needed things to happen,
Yep.
And
and
nothing happened.
Was he
now
higher?
he's about to go down to at best. Well, I guess maybe not
One
at
stinger.
best, but yeah, yeah, he's gonna end this with maybe a stinger, maybe.
So just checking here. I don't think Grey Waves has rolled higher than a 9, not counting initiative on the D20. The D20 has
Ouch.
not been kind to him.
That is one of the issues with relying on a d20 power
Yeah.
is that you put yourself in a spot where you um yep, that's the right
Yep.
calls,
Yep.
all the right calls there,
100%.
Chris.
Yep.
Yep, all the right moves, all the right moves there. Because like now,
Okay.
I mean, Grey Waves' dice is the defense dice is absolutely helping him out here, but like
I
even
think
now,
it's just a little too late. Unfortunately, it feels because now he
oh,
can't get a single attack on Quahan without
he
disengaging.
he can get one attack on Quahan without
Yeah, he
disengaging.
can move that guy into water.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. For some reason, I was like the Mantis has him locked down, but that's his own unit.
So here's the
Man, this
question: if you're Grey Waves, do you take the disengages?
um honestly,
Because I do.
I
I
think you have to.
absolutely do.
I mean, you have to. The only other option is to like move your one guy and then hope and pray you hit Stinger Drain and then hit 4 for 4 into 0 for 4, which
Yeah.
is less likely than missing a couple 50-50s.
Grey Waves is agreeing with you, Titus.
It's more than 5 attempts because he had 4 stealth armors and a drain.
So
Oh
that's
no, it is
5
exactly
attempts.
5. Okay, that's 5. Okay.
Yeah.
It feels like more, but geez.
Yep. All right, he's going for it.
Yep.
He's doing it.
You have to.
Yeah. No, it's the right play. It's the right play. We'll see what happens. Yep, that sounds right. That sounds completely in line with everything that's happened this game.
So now, do you take the double disengage? I don't think I take the second one because you have to take. Oh, it's only one. I mean, maybe you do. Oh, he's not doing
He
it.
got
Okay,
the
well, hit
Stinger Drain.
Stinger
You
Drain.
got Stinger Drain.
We need a 4 for 4. That's not good enough.
No.
Oh my. Whoa.
I feel so bad for Grey Waves right now.
I know. This is a brutal game. Poor guy.
Yeah, the dice have not been nice to him at all. I do wonder if it would have been different if he had engaged Quahan early though, because
I think the game looks massively different just because of the Quahan isn't free to
do
rush his red
shenanigans.
zone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
true. And then he has more stingers to try and kill Quahan with, and
Exactly.
oh, that is. I'm not gonna say that's a mean move, but that feels mean.
Yeah, it's a little mean, but it's the right call, I
Oh, it's
think.
absolutely the right call. It's just one of those. It's like, that feels.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it's also worth noting that the Mantis could still, in theory, pull him
Yeah,
out of this.
theoretically.
He just needs to know because, like, you can have. I went like what 7 or 8 for 10 with Mantis on stealth armors once, or that was like to start the game. It was really ridiculous.
Yeah.
At this
So
point,
I
you
think
have
just
nothing to lose. You take the
yeah,
LEA. You're
100%. You take the
yeah.
LEA.
There's
Yeah, yep. I don't know about going there
yeah. I don't
necessarily.
like going there.
I yeah. I mean, it barely matters.
Uh,
Oh. This
Yeah.
game feels like watching a massacre, to be honest. This feels less
Yeah.
like a
This is
game and more like a massacre.
well, and it's
this is an
also worth noting that
execution.
Chris has hit both LEAs, and I think Grey Waves has only hit one out of about 3 or 4.
It's 1 out
Yeah.
of 3, I think. Yeah.
So I mean, they're all on Blade Dancers. So
It's got to be.
yep.
Right? That was your only chance to beat Dagmar.
It wasn't
Yeah.
even much of a chance. I was still 15 after Dagmar.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
doable. It's just not
It's
likely.
possible.
It's possible, but it's a very low chance.
Yeah.
I think he's just, and I think Chris is just gonna hit him with a normal attack, which
I
valid.
agree with that.
Oh
That's
my gosh.
another one.
Oh,
That's
it's
his
just
third
gross.
5. It's his third 5
Yeah.
on stealth armor.
His dice is broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
I
Chris
don't know
put
if
Sock on your side.
I would have moved to the other 2 spot
Yeah,
because you're an
in
Estivara
Estevar's
Aura.
area. Yeah. But I think Chris realized it's just oh my another miss.
At this point, what he's got
Ugh.
2 of them left.
Yep,
Literally two.
literally too.
Only a single.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Kira Jax can absolutely kill 2 of these things.
Yeah. Well, she can, but they do have enough move to close the distance.
It's not going to get to the point where Kirajax even needs to come into play, though.
Yeah. Especially with these kind of rolls.
Wow,
Jeez.
0 for 3. That's painful. Hey, killed something.
Ooh, a spider.
You take the victories when you get
No,
them in
no,
this
no.
game,
Here's
right?
the thing. Like, yeah, if Chris wanted to be like, I was gonna say, I was like, if Chris wanted to be especially mean about it, he'd start using the Wyvern.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
This is crazy.
Oh for 7. You know, it's funny because Greywaves and I were having a conversation about Shield of the Great Bear, which is
This
basically
is
stealth armor.
but worse.
Slightly worse. But so
Well,
my
I mean,
thing is
because
that
stealth armor 12 is way better than
oh,
stealth armor 16.
absolutely.
So
But we were talking about the survivability of things, and I think what I was saying is that Shield of the Great Bear feels less survivable because again, if you get this string where you just don't hit them, it feels a lot worse than just when you have the regular dice. So
yeah,
even if the math might work out that way, it feels worse.
yeah,
Right. I mean, this
that's
feels the worst of all because the Mantis actually do have a decent defense score. Like 4 is a decent defense
yeah,
value when you compare it to
Yeah,
Stealth Armor 12. He's not getting anything at all.
yeah, nothing at all.
Chris's attack and defense are more in normal range.
Normal.
He honestly could have just dropped the Wyvern down to
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Mantis, but I think he's mostly just keeping himself from being
able to get the
yeah,
double kills or the double attacks. Yeah.
just he's just trying to minimize the amount of the ways that he
Variance.
loses this game. I mean,
Hmm.
he loses this game once out of every like I don't know, 999 games
Yeah,
at this point.
maybe more. Maybe
I will
more.
say going in, it was one of those things where a lot was gonna kind of depend on what the opening looked like. Here's a
Uh huh.
question. Should Grey Waves have potentially split up order markers between Mantis and Stingers in the beginning? What do you think?
I don't think so. Because splitting your forces like that means you're getting less um, activations with each, meaning it's easier for Chris because his bonding's so flexible to adapt to whatever you do.
I can agree with that. Um,
So I think
so
Mantis was the right call. It just needed to be more aggressive.
I think I think we're all kind of in agreement that if he'd used his Mantis to disrupt Chris's position more, maybe like took advantage of that one turn where he could have moved up and hit Chris for 3, then it would have made things a lot harder for. Wow, that is
Yikes!
0 for 8.
Over eight.
That is. We're gonna do some quick math here.
Jeez.
Less than 1% chance of happening.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's pain. That is pain.
Yeah,
This is like a
that is
nightmare game for Gay Waves, right? What a way to spend. What a way for your first finals game to go. Not your first one. I don't think it's first
I think it
finals,
is his
right?
first. It's his first OHS finals. Um, I mean, my first OHS finals against Kevin Dola, I watched as a water elemental killed my army because I lost Dagmar. I lost initiative when I had Dagmar.
Ugh,
Yeah. So
yikes.
yeah,
Oh boy. Yeah, that was tough.
yeah. So it seems so yeah. I mean, and Chris, this is also an army that Chris is just really good at playing.
Well, I
Yes, this is
mean,
one of
and
Chris's
also
like.
Chris is yeah, go for it.
Yeah, this is like Chris's standard T's army. Like I think he said, like in the Delta thread, that when he was like deciding Ron T's army, he basically like compared everything to like Quahan spiders. Like Delta, like is this price well enough in Delta where I can just run Quahan spiders and win?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's also that like Chris is such a good player that if things start to snowball, he's gonna have it's gonna be really hard to come back from that because he's not gonna make mistakes.
He's
He's
not
that
going to
player.
give you the opportunity to make good comeback options. Like
Exactly.
we saw it. We saw him basically like lock down the Stingers. We
Mm-hmm.
saw him just absolutely cause havoc. He took LEAs because like yeah, So it's one of those things where I feel like what were the army draft options? Let's take a quick look.
That's a good question.
Army
S-
draft
s-
option was Steamroller, so Capone Gladiators, Spartacus, Crixus, Marcus, and Ween. Army Stingers times 3 minus later times 4. The Quan Army, and then Grey Spears, Arctos, B11, Brugruts, Guilty, Valen, and Eldgrim.
So if I'm being honest,
So
I actually like the Mantis army the least into
yeah, so
Quahan.
looking at their draft, Grey Waves banned the Vark army,
Oh, okay. Grey Waves banned the Vark army.
and so Chris took Spiders Quehong.
Yeah.
So he was left with Gladiators and hmm,
I think I like gladiators.
it's a little more consistent.
It's a little more
Better,
consistent.
well,
It's a lot
this
four
Crixus is
fours.
huge.
Sorry, what?
Crixus
Yeah,
is just huge in that matchup.
yeah. Chris doesn't have like basically Crixus. If Crixus gets it all next to Quahan,
Hmm.
his life is in trouble. So yeah, I think I would have grabbed the gladiators.
So what about the ban? Do you think banning the Arctos, the
No,
Vark?
I
I
think
don't.
banning Quahan was the right call.
Okay, I agree completely because I think
Completely agree.
defense is that army is an army that Chris is going to play perfectly, right? That's right up his
He'll play
alley.
it well, but it's one of
But I
those
don't think it's
armies that.
stronger when played optimally than the Queon.
So here's the thing about that army is shoot, did I play? I feel like I played against Chris with that army. I think I played against Chris where he had that army.
Hmm.
I think I was playing the spiders and he had that army. And the thing about that army is that once it starts losing pieces, it starts falling apart.
Hmm.
Right. The Spy Draination
So
is made entirely of uniques.
yeah,
Yeah,
so that's my thoughts on that. Is that I feel like uh oh, they're talking about some stuff. Yeah.
It is worth noting that Greyways and Chris face each other, I think, in the 4th round of the best of 4, and Greyways won that, but that was Greyways piloting the Blade Dancers and Stingers against the Gladiators. Chris did not pick either of his 2 armies in that.
Hmm.
oh, weird, interesting.
That's an
Huh.
interesting choice. Yeah.
Oh,
I
weird.
I get to update the
Hmm.
OHS history Google sheet. That's nice and easy for me. Do 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 do
So this would take.
do. Chris Greyways. Who are our who are our semifinalists? Quazzle and SRD. Cool.
It was round 4. Round 4 on To Kill Sunrise.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Like may like I think the draft may have gone the way it did because it didn't really matter. Both of them were going to make the quarterfinals anyway, so
it's very possible that Chris was just kind of playing for fun. I don't know.
Hmm.
I when we because when we played, I know we played. What did we have as? Because I know we played. I think we played in round two. Because I know those armies feel familiar to me. Yeah, we played in round two, and I don't remember what I actually.
I can just check for you.
Yeah, or
I
I can just
so I have
Google.
the game up. I think Chris played the Unique Army and you played the Quahan Army.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, and I think I again I tried to do the same stuff here. I think it just yeah I oh I remember what happened. He just got some really good rolls on some very at some very key junctures, but I still I still made it a real game. So, but I think that's the thing. It's like I also think one of the reasons why I would ban the Quahan match in that army or ban to nothing is that the Quahan army is straightforward.
Yeah.
And the other army, Chris is going to know how to play it. But the odds that Chris makes an order marker mistake placement with that army, much higher.
Exponentially higher than Spider's Quagon.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
those are
Chris
my
doesn't like
thoughts.
this map because it's too easy to abuse.
Yeah. So I, wait, are they still chatting? They
Yeah,
are.
they're still tagging.
Yeah.
Chris saying he doesn't like the map.
Oh, they're talking about the map. Oh, interesting. Chris thinks that gladiators were gonna have a hard time with any kind of range.
Interesting.
Who picked first? So Chris would have picked first with that.
Yeah,
So pick
Chris
first.
picked first, and Greywaves banned
Yeah.
the unique army.
Yeah.
Like, with that in mind, if you really think that the gladiators are impossible to play, then I do think you choose to pick first and let him ban an army, and you pick whatever of your armies he doesn't ban.
Well, like
Yeah.
they're talking about whether or not gladiators could disrupt this formation. I think they absolutely can.
I mean, 4 attack is just good,
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
good.
and Crixus is good,
Yeah.
and you're gonna have
Yeah, and they have
because
six moves.
basically, and you're gonna be having 5 defense because you got height plus. No, you're gonna have 6 defense because you're gonna have height plus jungle,
Yeah.
right? And then you just park Crixus or another gladiator on the 3 hex, so the mantises can't stealth leap onto high ground.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you, I just, yeah, I legitimately, I don't know. I, I think gladiators have a real shot on this map because,
Yeah,
again,
I just
there's
think
lots
that the Quahan Spiders is just so unbelievably strong comparatively.
Yeah, it would have been my choice to ban. The only reason I didn't
Yeah.
ban it in our matchup, me versus Chris, was because my two armies were significantly weaker than Chris's. That's been a bit of a
Mm-hmm.
theme for me of late, and something I need to remind myself is that just because you love playing goofy armies doesn't mean that it's going to translate into good results. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
realized that with a couple seasons ago. I was like, okay, OHS is just like really competitive. I can't play armies that are like not near the upper level of competitiveness. Otherwise, I'll just get steamrolled.
Well, I mean, I did make the
I
same mistake in Sir Hero Escapes League, is that I was a little below
yeah.
the meta, and
Mm,
part of it is because I'm trying to get through as many figures that I can bring to a tournament as possible. And I just kind of need to remind myself, you know what? You don't need to speed rush it. You've still got like 70 some units and 17 classic units, and it's okay if it takes you a bit to get there.
yeah, that makes sense.
So, actually, for TCL, it's also like you thought the meta was going to be weaker than it was. I think you said it, right?
I honestly, I badly misjudged the meta of CCL. I thought what I thought was that even if the meta was better than I thought it was going to be, I'd still have a chance. And eh, I'm not as sure about that looking at everything. So mostly it's that I put myself into it. I gave myself a handicap I did not need to give myself.
I, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, in the OHS 53, I think it was, I played a really goofy Venok Warlord Mohicans Venok Viper Romans army, and I got crushed. Like, I went 0-4 that tournament.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the key
So
things is that, yeah. So I
that's
think
one of
you
the things.
go on.
That's one of those things that when I first started playing, I quickly realized I need to practice like guessing what the meta of an event would be, um, because it's so easy to just be completely off, and then a bring one tournament is just really hard to win if you have misjudged the meta.
I'm facing Chris tomorrow in the finals of the Kaiju tournament, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, well, wish you good luck with that. Is there
Yeah.
they still chatting about stuff? Yeah, I don't know. I will admit this setup doesn't look great, but yeah, so I think I'm gonna call it a night. I should probably make food. But it was great
Yeah.
chatting with y'all.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks for
Yeah,
hopping
it was
in
good
here
chatting
and
with you.
talking through the game.
Yep, and this should actually be going up on YouTube soon. So
Oh, nice. Everyone can
cool.
hear my horrible ideas.
Look,
Same here.
there's also gonna be like 5 minutes or so of me not realizing I'm muted, so that's fun. Y'all could
Now
hear me,
everyone can
but
hear.
the microphone for the stream thing wasn't picking me up, so that's fun.
Okay.
Oh, but they're still chatting about some stuff.
Still the map.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a brutal game map wise.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for Grey Waves.
That is not how you want a big game like the finals to go. Like, oh, it just hurts.
Yeah.
You want that round one where it's like, okay, if I just do well in the next few games, I'll have a better. I can still do something. But then you make it to finals and the dice go like that. It's just like, oh,
Demoralizing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, getting to finals is really good too. So if I was Grey Waves, I would be, pretty happy with that performance because that's a good run.
And I think you play Mantises in both the quarterfinals and the semifinals and round four, and I know he did want to play Mantises going into this, so
Mantises are fun. I know that he likes them a lot, so I definitely understand why he picked them. It is one of the things though is that if you do play an army that relies on the D20, there are going to be games like this where the D20 betrays you. So,
Exactly why Martin Hounds aren't like the best unit ever.
gosh. I told Cody he needs to stop playing them because apparently he keeps playing them in team tournaments and then rolling fours for movement. So,
No,
and
so
then killing
that's the
his
trick.
team.
That's the trick. He just needs to avoid playing them in a team tournament. He can play them still, just not in a team tournament.
you're thinking with portals. All right. I think I'm gonna call it a night.
Yeah.
What if we played him in a heated battle team tournament?
Hey, there we go. All right. Well, I'll talk to y'all later. That was fun.
Alrighty,
Talk to you later.
peaceful.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.